Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to another exciting day in mathematics. Whoop, whoop. How's everybody doing? Good? All right, so hopefully you had plenty of time to act like tomatoes and catch up with your work. And today we're going to be moving on. And before we do, check it out. Bam, let's go. 23 Michael Jordan. Anyways, so today we're going to begin with our unit circle. So our warm up. Let's get started first with warm up 125. Warm up 125 reads graph the circle x squared plus y squared plus 6x minus 4y plus 4 equals to 0. Number 2, compute the circumference of the circle above. Number 3, simplify. Square root of 4 over 3. And number 4, compute the missing length of the right triangle. And they give us a right triangle with a base of 3, height of 4, and then the third side, which is a hypotenuse, is x. So copy that and we'll get started right away. Alright, so let's get started. Number 1. Once again, if you need to pause the video, pause the video. So number 1 reads, graph the circle, x squared plus y squared plus 6 minus 4y plus 4. So let me make some room here. Let me do this. Bam, let's go. Alright, so let me move this over this way. There it is. Alright, so first of all we need to get rid of the constant. So we subtract 4 from each side. And we rewrite this by grouping. This is x squared. What else? Plus 6x. We leave a space, plus. And what else do we have? Y squared minus 4y, leave a space, and all that equal to negative 4. Now why do we need the space? Because we're going to complete the square. So what is 6 divided by 2? 3. What is 3 squared? 9. Remember that? Negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. Negative 2 squared is 4. And what do we do to one side? We do to the other, so plus 4 plus 9. So we end up with x squared plus 6x plus 9 plus y squared minus 4y plus 4 equals, these cancel, we're left with 9. Alright, let's factor. What do we know? Since we completed the square, we can take the square root here and here, so we got x, 3, sign of the middle, plus, and this is squared, plus square root, y, 2, sign of the middle, minus squared equal to 9. Alright, to graph that, we need a center. Let's see, we got x plus 3 squared. So this should be a negative, and it should be a negative 3, but since it's a positive 3, so our first value is negative 3. This one is already a negative, so the y value is 2. So our vertex or our center is negative 3, 2. What else do we need? We need a radius. How do we get the radius? Take the square root of 9, and that is 3. Is it coming back? Yeah? Alright. So if we were to graph this, our center is at negative 3, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. There it is. And then 3 units in all directions. So from here 3 units this way, 1, 2, 3, and then we got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and there's our circle. Bam, let's go. Alright, once again, pause the video if you need to copy that. If not, let's move on. It says compute the circumference of that circle. Circumference. Alright, so let me go back to that one. So, to find the circumference, what do we need? Let's see if you remember. The circumference is... Very good. Diameter times pi, or 2 pi r. Yeah, 2 pi r. 2 pi r. Okay. So let's see. Where are we at? So what's the radius here? We said, what was the radius? 3. So here we substitute 3. So we have c equals 2 times pi times 3. So we can multiply these two, so that's 6 pi equals c. And if we were to simplify a little bit more, the circumference will be approximately 6 times 3.14, 24. We got 2, 6, 7, 8, and 18. So this would be 18.84 units. Circumference is the perimeter, so that's why we just write units. Pretty simple, right? Yes, Mr. Q. Alright, and once again, the circumference is all the way around the circle, not the inside, because that would be the area. Alright, once again, sorry, pause the video if you need to take notes. Number 3, simplify. Let me zoom in for that one, or let me open that one on a separate window again. Here we go. So this becomes square root of 4 over square root of 3. What is square root of 4? 2 over square root of 3. Can we leave the denominator with a square root? No. So that means we need to multiply times the same square root times square root of 3. And can I skip steps? No, let me just show you the steps. What is 3 times 3? 9. So square root of 9. 2 times square root of 3 is 2 square root of 3. So the numerator, 2 square root of 3. What is square root of 9? 3. There you go. Once again, pause the video if you need to. Alright. And last but not least, compute the missing length of the right triangle. So this is taking you back, way back to Frank Wright or middle school. So let's see. It's a right triangle. So that means this is the 90 degree. If that's true, that means if it's a right triangle, I can use a Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus b squared equals, yep, c squared. You're like, I remember this, Mr. Q. I know, right? Alright, so either one could be a or b, so I'm just going to put 3 squared plus 4 squared equals x squared. 3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 16 equals x squared. 9 plus 16 is 25 equals x squared. How do we solve for x? Square root. So 5 equals x. So this, oh, it's not, this is exact, so it's 5 units. And there it is. Once again, pause the video if you need to, so you can copy that. And let's move on. Alright, get your Cornell notes ready. Our home plate for tonight, memorize the unit circle. You're like, what? Yeah, today's going to be an intro to the unit circle, and we're going to finish out on Thursday. But today we have a lot of stuff to cover, so let's get started. Our objective for today, I can define the unit circle. Once again, I can define the unit circle. So what's a new concept for today? Unit circle. So in your Fourier model, let's write that in there, the unit circle. So what is the unit circle? I'm pretty sure some of you have seen it, some of you they have shown it to you, but why is it called that? Well, it's in the term. What is it? It's a circle, and what else? That has a unit. So let's find out the definition. Definition: a circle formed using a radius of 1 unit. A circle formed using a radius of 1 unit. Oh, that's why it's called a unit circle. The unit circle is a circle formed using a radius of 1 unit. That makes sense, Mr. Q. I know, right? So let's see the circle. Coordinate plane, sketch that in there. And we need a radius of what? Of 1. So from here to here is 1. There it is. So if we start at the point of origin, 1 this way, 1 this way, 1 this way, 1 this way, so our circle looks something like that. Copy that. Once again, if you need to pause videos, you can finish your sketch. Alright, so any questions on what the unit circle is? No, right? You're like, Mr. Q, this is tweezy. So yeah, so it's a circle where the radius is what? 1 unit. So it's very obvious. Alright, let's find out a non-example. Y'all ready? Here we go. Copy that one. As you're copying that one, start thinking, oh, this one's not a unit circle because blah, blah, blah. Tell your neighbor or your parents or whoever's watching the video with you or your cousins or whoever. Alright, so once again, what do you guys notice? This is not a unit circle because it has a radius of what? That's right, this is 3 units. A unit circle only has a radius of 1 unit. Alright, so hashtag here. What makes a unit circle a unit circle? Hashtag, yes, a circle. What else? Hashtag, yeah. I wrote hashtag circle, hashtag 1 unit radius. Alright, once again, pause the video if you need to. If not, here we go. Alright, so on the back side of your paper, we're starting, this is a new unit, and it's on trigonometric functions, which we might not get to that, but today we're going to focus on the unit circle. Unit circle. So in the middle of the page at the top, write unit circle, and then you're going to sketch a unit circle like this. Don't label anything for right now, just keep it like that. Pause the video if you need more time. Alright, so let's see what we got. I'm missing the music for the class, huh guys? So anyways, I'm putting together a playlist, but you're only going to be able to access it if you have the district Google account, so your student Google account. So anyways, here we go. So if this is a unit circle, first of all, this is the x-axis, this is the y-axis, okay? And this is our center or our point of origin, okay? So question, what is the measurement from here to here? Yeah, this is 1. So if this is positive 1 from the center to this way, because this is what, 0, right? So what is here? Right, negative 1. So we're on the x, this is 1, this is negative 1. Okay. Alright, so on the y, if this are positives, this is what of y? 1. And this is what of y down here? Negative 1. Okay. So question, what would be my coordinate for this point right here on the circle? That point is what? 1 of x and 0 of y. That is correct. How about this point? 0 of x and 1 of y. Okay, how about this point? Negative 1 of x and 0 of y. How about this point? Yeah, 0 of x, negative 1 of y. Okay, we got this, yes? So that's a unit circle. Okay, well today, the reason that you need to memorize the unit circle, that's not it. I mean, that's just the beginning. There's other points on the unit circle that we need to get to. But before we get to, we're going to use something that you already know that you covered in geometry known as special triangles. Like, oh no, oh yeah, let's go. So before we get to that, I want to do a quick recap on special triangles. Here we go. So hopefully when you covered in geometry, or when you cover special triangles with your teacher, they showed you where they come from, right? Good. So I'm going to start off with a square. You're like, Mr. K, I thought we were doing a triangle. I know, we are doing a triangle, but for right now I'm going to show you with that. Okay? So now check this out. So if I was to say what kind of figure is this? This is a square, which means this side is what? X, and this side is X. Yes? All right. And if I wanted to cut this in half, but diagonally, check this out. I'm going to do this. I'm going to cut it from here to, oh my goodness, to there. There it is. All right. So before I continue though, first of all, what is this angle right here? Yeah, this is what? 90 degrees. Okay. Do you agree that this corner is also 90 degrees? Yes, but since we cut it in half, now what is this angle? Yeah, that is correct. 45 degrees. So let's see. If this is 45 degrees and this angle was cut in half, so what is this again? 45 degrees. Now, one of the properties or postulates that you covered when you were in geometry, or theorems for triangles, was that if this side is the same as this side, so that means this angle is the same as that angle. Do you guys see that? Oh yeah. All right. So what is the only length that we're missing? We got this one and this one. We know that they are x. We're missing this length. And it's a right triangle. So what are we going to use? Bam, let's go. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. Okay. So what is a? X squared. What is b? X squared. And what is c? We don't know, so we leave it as c squared. So what is x squared plus x squared? 2x squared equals c squared. Okay. To solve for c, what do I do at the end? Yeah, take the square root. Square root. This cancels this. C is equal to, let's see. Can we take the square root of 2? No, it stays as square root of 2. Can we take the square root of x squared? Yeah, cancels this, yes. So we're left with x. So that means this side measures x square root 2. Are we there so far? Okay. So let's go back to our unit circle. Okay. So with that said, so here we are in our nice unit circle. And what if I did something like this? Check this out. You're like, Mr. Q, you did a line that way. Yeah. Let me get my protractor. How many degrees? 45. Man, let's go. 45 degrees. All right. So what do we know? That this is 45 degrees. Okay. So that means if I was to sketch a line from here straight down this way, what do you guys notice it forms? It forms a 90-degree angle. So if this is 45, what is this one? 45. Okay, so let's recap with what we just saw on our triangle earlier. We said if we have a triangle, a right triangle, this is 90 degrees, and this is 45, this is 45, what did this side measure? X, and this side? X. And what did this side measure? Fly. It was x square root of 2. Okay. We got it? Yeah. Alright. However, now we actually know what this from here to here, what this measures, yes? Because right now we want to solve for x, the length from here to here, so that we can get a coordinate here. So check this out. So we need this length. Do we know this length? Yeah, this length is 1 because it's a unit circle. So that means I can take this piece right here and write x square root of 2 equal 1. Alright, so let me solve for x. If x is multiplying square root of 2, so we need to get rid of square root of 2, so square root of 2 divided by square root of 2, we end up with x equals 1 over square root of 2. Can we leave the denominator with a square root? No. So that means I need to multiply times square root of 2 top and bottom. So that means x is square root of 2. What is 2 times 2? Square root of 4. So x equals square root of 2 over 2. So that means x and x is square root of 2. So that means from here to here is square root of 2 over 2. And how about from here to here? Square root of 2 over 2. So if that's true, question, what is this coordinate? We need an x value and a y value. So what is the x value from here to here? From here to here it was 1, right? So from here to here is what? Square root of 2 over 2. So how about from here to here? From here all the way up here is 1 of y, but from here to here is what? Also square root 2 over 2. Pretty cool, right? Alright, since we already started with 45-degree angles, check this out. I'm going to make some more angles. Here's another 45, another 45, and another 45. Okay, so question. If this coordinate was negative 2, square root of 2 over 2 and square root of 2 over 2, what would this point be? Let's see. From here to here, what is this distance if this is also 45? From here to here. Square root of 2 over 2, but now it's on the what side? Negative, so therefore this is negative square root 2 over 2, comma. What is a y value? Upward. Yeah, square root 2 over 2. Oh my goodness. There it is. Alright, let's go down here to the third quadrant. So let's see. From here, I place my point here. So we said this was negative what? Square root 2 over 2. So that means this is negative square root 2 over 2. And now we're downward. This is also 45 degrees. So that means up to right there, the y value is what? Negative square root 2 over 2. Yeah? Alright, let's go this way. What is the x value up to right there again? Square root 2 over 2, comma, and what's the y value? Negative square root 2 over 2. So far so good? Yes, Mr. Q. Alright, good. So far so good up to right there. So we got these points. 1, 0, square root 2 over 2, square root 2 over 2, 0, 1, negative square root 2, square root over square root 2 over 2, negative 1, 0, negative square root of 2 over 2, negative square root of 2 over 2. This is 0, negative 1, and this one is square root of 2 over 2 and negative square root of 2 over 2, and this is 1, 0. All right, any questions? Piece of cake? All right, so for tonight, that's what I want you to memorize. You're going to sketch your circle. You don't need to graph this like this, but I want you to place these points. You're like, how, Mr. Q? Like this. Here's your unit circle. Hold on. Let's see. I'm going to start right here. This is 0, 0. That means this is 1, 0. Yes? Yes, Mr. Q. What is this point right here? Square root 2 over 2, comma, square root 2 over 2. What is this point? 0, 1. What is this point? Oh, sorry, let me close this. This is on the negative, oh, sorry, let me label this X. This is our Y. Oh my goodness. This is our Y. Okay. So back to our points. Let's see. Sorry. This is square root of 2 over 2, comma, square root of 2 over 2. Now that we're on the negative side, this is what? Negative square root of 2 over 2, comma, square root of 2 over 2. What is this point right here? It's on the negative side, so this is negative 1, 0. What is this point right here? So now we're on the negative and negative, so this would be parentheses, negative square root of 2 over 2, comma, negative square root of 2 over 2. What is this point right here? This is 0 of x, negative 1 of y, and the last point, which is right there, this is positive square root of 2 over 2, comma, negative square root of 2 over 2. Piece of cake? Alright, so for tonight, not fortnight, I want you to sketch it, memorize those coordinates, and on the next lesson we're going to crank it up a notch. I'm going to add one more special triangle, some more coordinates, and then we're going to get into radians so that we can finish off the unit circle. Okay? Alright, guys, so once again, we don't have an earpod code. Just memorize that. For next time, I'll give you I'll tell you what to do with the memorization. You don't need to email me. That's for you to keep, okay? Because what if we do a quizzes? Bam, let's go. Alright, guys, so did we define a unit circle? Yeah, we know what it is. Yes, it's a circle that's made up of what? A radius of 1 unit. Alright, guys, well, once again, continue doing your work. Keep up the good work. And if you need to, let's say you're having difficulty getting into the Nearpod for some of the past assignments, remember that some of them are almost 2 months old. So some of you are asking me, Mr. Q, can I turn them in? Send me whatever you have. Okay? But take pictures of the warm-up, Cornell notes, and the home play completed, and email me a picture of all that. Alright? Alright, guys. So see you guys on Thursday. Keep up the good work. And like I always say, if you're not moving forward, then you're already behind. Bam. 23 from the corner. Love you guys. Peace.